Hey guys, what is going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. It is a very hot, very windy day here in eastern Nebraska. It's about 100 degrees out, but that's not going to stop us. Today we're going to talk about the Snap and Zap custom towing mirrors for the Dodge Ram 1500 pickup. If you watch the channel, I did show you these mirrors earlier when I was talking about towing, bumper hitch towing, you know, a small camper with a 1500 series pickup truck. And today I want to talk about these little Snap and Zap mirrors. I'm going to show you what they look like. We'll attempt to take one off as they're not easy to remove. We'll talk about the pros and cons of these towing mirrors. We're also going to jump in the truck and flip them open and show you what it actually looks like with an 8-foot camper. Behind us, we're towing a 2025 Cherokee Forest River Gray Wolf Black Label Edition. It's actually 24.1 feet long. I think it weighs around maybe around 7,000 pounds or something like that when it's fully loaded. A little over 5,000, I believe, when it's dry. And so far, this little setup has been successful. But one of the issues I thought I was going to have with my truck was the mirrors. Was I going to be able to see very well when I was driving? Was the camper going to extend past the sides of the pickup truck? Well, we're going to show you, depending on which model of Ram truck, what the mirror view is going to look like when you attach these mirrors. So let's go ahead and start the truck and we'll pop one of the mirrors off and take one off and we'll go from there. So apologies if, again, the sound is a little bit off. I'm currently using a wireless microphone system. I've only used a couple times, but it works really well. So we're just going to kind of go with it. So if you've never towed before, and this is my first time towing anything this big before in a vehicle, it is a new experience. Okay, so the mirrors on the back side, they essentially clip over the top and then you bring them under the bottom and they snap into place. Much easier to do if you have some help. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. You just want to be careful. But behind them, they do have padding, so you should not be scratching up the painted part of your mirror, especially if you have a Ram truck that is a higher trim level than just like the classic model. You're gonna have to look online because they make these for different trucks, different models, different trims. The mirrors on this Ram 1500, which is a Bighorn edition, they are different from the Ram classic model, I believe is what it's called. And so you need to make sure that you order the proper mirrors when you get them. They're around $70 for a pair on Amazon, which seems kind of pricey, but to be honest with you, to get something that's basically custom fitted, that's going to do the best job possible, I think it's money well spent. So first of all, you have your standard mirror here on the Ram truck, okay? And then this truck also has this blind spot mirror. And you've got like 3 different mirrors that you're looking at. So it takes a while to get oriented to try to be able to see when you're doing this. So, you know, you kind of have to figure out which mirror you want to use and when. I was relying a little bit less on this mirror on the 400-mile road trip we had to bring this camper back home, 350, 400, whatever it was. So first of all, with the blind spot mirror on this truck, 8-foot camper, I can actually see pretty good. Vehicles coming up on your blind spot, you know, they're at a much further distance than they really appear, like you see on your mirror on the other side. But then when you have this extension mirror on the side, you have a nice straight shot down the left-hand side. You have the exact same situation on the right. And so kind of depending on how you sit and how you bend this mirror, you know, move it left or right, that determines what kind of a view you're going to get when you are driving down the road. They do flutter a little bit. We didn't go over really 70 miles an hour. The tires on the camper are rated for 75 miles an hour. And so we really didn't exceed 70 miles an hour. Once you get going past 50 or 60 miles an hour, these do flutter just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's better than having nothing. And so if you kind of know the vehicle that's coming down on your left and you get a better view on the left-hand side in this far left mirror, you really do get a good view of what you're looking at. Your extension off of here is probably around 4.5, maybe 5 inches or so, 6 inches max off your mirror. So you're going to be adding about a foot of width to your vehicle overall when you multiply it times 2 different mirrors. But at least this gives you an idea to show you what they look like. They don't exactly have like a convex to them, so you don't get that bubble effect like you do with the blind spot mirror. It's just more of a flat panel of glass, and that is essentially what you're going to get. So now on the right-hand side, over on the right, you basically have somebody adjust or you adjust it so you can see. You've got the regular mirror, you've got the blind spot mirror. And if we go this way, we can see how the mirrors look on that right-hand side there. The far right, you can see what your blind spot's going to look like, kind of depending if you move forward or back. But either way, again, you get a nice straight shot down the sides. Now combine that with the rear-mounted camera on this particular camper, and you feel like you're in pretty good shape for the most part. At no point did I ever really lose a vehicle in the blind spot. You can see a vehicle coming up on you in one of these 3 mirrors at any given time. So you don't ever actually lose sight of the mirror. Now, it doesn't mean you shouldn't check over your shoulder. Doesn't mean you shouldn't pay attention to what's coming up on you. Don't get complacent when you tow. But if there's a car coming up on you, you should be able to see it in theory in one of these 3, and not once did I ever actually lose a vehicle in the blind spot. So far, I've been really happy with them. The plastic itself is a nice thick mold. It's textured. I would say it's about as classy as you're going to get. You might have noticed it on the other side that you could actually see the little turn signal indicators through the built-in glass that they have on the covers. So you can still use your turn indicators on the front and the side because these are designed to be used with your particular mirrors. So why don't we attempt to take one off, and we'll kind of take a look at the back of my mirror and see what it looks like after 3 months of use. And then I'm going to show you why it's okay to install these without having to worry, because there's a decent amount of padding on the inside of these mirrors. To take them off, I highly recommend maybe you have one person pull down and the other person kind of pull up and off, or two people pull down and just gently pull off. It's not a fun process, and honestly, I've not taken them off since I put them on. Other people have suggested putting a thick piece of string or maybe some like some yarn or something, and then pull down on both sides of it so you can put tension on this entire bar, because this sucker does not come off easy. It's designed to not pop off. So it's a hot day today, so I'm going to attempt to take these off quick. So give me a minute and we will be right back. Also, last thing, you do get a nice storage bag for these. So if you're not using them for any reason, you can put them in a nice storage bag. I won't be showing it in the video, but you put them in the storage bag and it keeps them clean, keeps them in a place where you can stow them easily, especially if you need to take them off your vehicle for any reason. All right, so let's go ahead and pop one off. We'll take a look at it from the inside. Okay, so here's my factory mirror with it removed. And so these mirrors are painted on the top, and I have no scratches, no marks. It's been rained on. We've gone through the car wash a couple times. There was bugs on it before we put them on, but I have no actual scratches in the paint itself. It's just dirty. And you've got this entire reflector that flashes on the side. And again, this will flash through with the holes in the actual cover itself. So again, you can see that style and that design. And again, depending on the type of mirror you have, that determines what you're going to want to go with. No, don't really look like we have any scuffs up on the top. It looks decent. Down on the bottom. So one pro tip when you're taking them off, they have like a little hook, a little rounded edge on them. If you pull straight back before you pull down on them, they're actually not that hard to take off. So let's go and just take a look at the mirror itself. And by the way, these are made in the USA, which is a really cool thing. They are patented. So on the inside, the mirror just goes left to right. When you're adjusting it, it does not go up and down. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. So it does give you the full 360 spinning action. I did not realize that. That's cool. On the inside, you can take a look. You can see the padding that you have going on in here. And that's some foam padding on the top, the middle, the bottom. You can always add more if you want to, but I didn't really see a reason to. And these can also be replaced if you happen to break them, which is cool too. And so it's a nice, thick, molded plastic. Let's take a look at the front here. And again, you've got that area so that your side turn indicators can flash also. And they're even visible when these are folded in, which is a bonus too. But overall, I've been really, really happy with them, and I've not had any problems at all. Let me check and see if there's any more info I have for you, and we'll go from there. They do have drain holes built into them, which is nice. That makes it super easy for you to be able to keep the water out of them. The other thing, too, is you can tighten the tension on that little side mirror. If this guy happens to come loose, you can actually tighten the screw going straight up from the bottom here so that you can put that tension back on the ball. So if you happen to notice them flopping or whatever, you're able to actually tighten them back up, which is really sweet. Okay, let me put it back up and we'll give you just a few final words. Okay, so just looking over on Amazon, the last thing that I do want to mention about these is that they're 14 inches long total from right to left. That includes once it's installed on your mirror. The actual little side mirror itself is 3 3/8 of an inch wide, and you get a 30-day return replacement guarantee. After that, I guess I didn't really look in the packaging, which I don't have the original directions anymore, but you know, if you call the manufacturer, they might work with you if you have a problem or need some parts or anything. So just kind of sitting behind the truck where I'm at, this is probably the most comfortable view for me for it. Right there, you can see I just kind of glance over to my left and I can look right down the sides. But for somebody like myself who's an RV noob, somebody who's learning how to just turn with this thing hooked up to the back of the truck, anything like this is definitely a helper, and I highly recommend them. I will put a link in the description box down below for you guys. It'll take you straight to Amazon, so you can get the ones that I'm going to get for the 1500 series truck. I don't know what the years are for that, but if you go to Amazon and look, they make these for a bunch of different trucks, a bunch of different models, and you can definitely find what you're looking for. They probably make it for your truck if it's out there. It's not an affiliate link, guys. I have no monetary gain from sharing the link with you. It's just something that I want to do to help you guys find them, especially since we're going into summertime and RV season and all that fun stuff. So anyway, guys, that is it. This is Travis P11. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys check out my B channel called Taste of Nebraska. Gun Bunny P11 and I are doing a bunch of videos together. We're starting to push some videos out there. In fact, we'll probably put that camper video video over on that channel and also on this channel, as we're going to be documenting our travels all across the state and all the places we go with this camper, and share some of that footage with you. And I wanted to do an early video of the camper, but I was told it's not going to happen yet until the camper is totally done, fully decorated, and then we'll give you a full like lifestyles of the not so rich and famous tour of the camper and show you how we made it feel just like home. So anyway, this is Travis P11, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check me out. You guys can support me over on Patreon. In the meantime, I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care and have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.